I ever remember. Where the weight just feels. The room was quiet, but my mind was screaming loud. Standing on the edge of a silence I couldn't break. I had the speech prepared, the white flag in my hand. Tired of the fighting, tired of trying to stand. I looked at the years, at the bruises and the scars, and I told myself, maybe this is just who you are. A broken vessel, a story reaching its end. I was ready to walk away from it all. My Lord, my friend, I felt the grip on my face starting to slip, like sand through my fingers, like a sinking ship. I whispered goodbye to the hope I once knew. I was letting go of everything, including you. I almost let go, I almost gave up the fight. I almost walked out into the cold of the night. I was ready to fall, ready to disappear, but your love reached out and whispered, I'm still here. I tried to release it, I tried to let it be. I almost let go, but your love wouldn't let me. No, your love wouldn't let go of me. It wasn't a lightning bolt or a thunderous sound, just a steady, quiet peace that pulled me off the ground. You didn't judge the doubt or the weakness in my eyes. You just covered my failure with a grace I can't disguise. Now I'm breathing again, though the air is still thin, learning that losing my strength is where you begin. I thought the end was a cliff, but it was just a bend, because you're the kind of love that stays until the end. I almost let go, I almost gave up the fight. I almost walked out into the cold of the night. I was ready to fall, ready to disappear, but your love reached out and whispered, I'm still here. I tried to release it, I tried to let it be. I almost let go, but your love wouldn't let me. It's a love that chases, it's a love that finds, it's a love that leaves the 99 to rescue mine. I let go of the pain, I let go of the fear, but I'm holding on to the one who kept me here. Oh, you never let go, you never let go. Even when I stopped believing, you kept on redeeming. I almost let go, I almost said it's over, but love held me closer. I almost let go, I almost gave up the fight. I'm standing right here in the warmth of your light. I wasn't strong enough, but you were strong for me. I tried to release it, I tried to let it be. He's not letting go of you either. Even if your hands are tired, his are scarred and strong. If you're at your breaking point, just breathe. Love is holding you. Share your story below. Who else is being held by grace today? Leave your prayer request. We are Sarah Grace Music. God bless. Before the words ever came out, I carry things I never learned how to name. Smiles on the outside, weight in my chest. I kept telling myself I was fine, but the silence at night told the truth. But some days it felt like my prayers hit the ceiling and fell back down on me. Still I stayed, still I waited, because somewhere deep inside I believed your love was stronger than what was breaking me. Questions louder than the faith I said I had. Every step feels fragile, like ice under my feet. Trying to stand tall while I'm barely breathing. I learned how to hide the cracks in my soul, how to keep moving forward while losing control. I told myself, just hold on. Drowning in my heart, I was running on empty, pretending I was whole. Then I felt a whisper in the middle of my low. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. When I felt weak, you held me longer. I was bending under all the weight I carried, but you never left, you stayed right there with me. My heart was heavy, but your love stood firm. When everything faded, you were still the word. I was losing ground, still you pulled me closer. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. I remember nights when I couldn't sleep, staring at the ceiling, asking why you were quiet with me. Every fear lining up like stars in a row. Every failure reminded me of what I don't know. I try to be brave, try to stay in control, but I was tired of carrying this on my own. I needed more than strength I could fake. I needed grace in the middle of my break. Right when I thought I was too far gone, I felt your presence say you're not alone. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. You saw my pain and waited longer. I was shaking under truths I buried, but you called my name and the fear didn't carry me. My heart was heavy, but your love remained. When my faith felt weak, you never changed. I was falling fast, still you pulled me closer. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. Now I see the light breaking through the cracks, all the places I was scared to look back. You didn't rush me, you didn't demand, you just stayed right there. a silent prayer. Every broken piece felt seen and cared. I'm still healing, still learning who I am, but I'm standing on grace, not sinking sand. My heart was heavy, but your love was steady when I couldn't stand. You were ready, I was worn down, barely believing, but you gave me hope worth keeping. My heart was heavy, but your love was true. You didn't need me strong, you just needed me you. I was holding on by the thinnest thread, but your love spoke life where I felt dead. You met me in the dark, you didn't turn away. You saw the mess in me and still you stayed. When I questioned everything I knew, you answered with mercy, not proof. I don't need all the answers tonight, I just need to know I'm still in your sight. If I fall, I know you'll be there. If I break, I know you still care. I'm learning to trust what I can't see, learning that your grace is enough for me. Through the silence, through the pain, your love keeps calling my name. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. You carried me when I couldn't go farther. I was lost inside my own doubt, but you spoke peace and pulled me out. My heart was heavy, but your love won the fight, turned my darkest hours into open light. I'm still standing, still leaning closer. My heart was heavy, but your love was stronger. If this feels like your story, if you carry more than you can explain, don't walk away from this moment. Stay, breathe, listen. You don't have to be strong to be held. You don't have to have the answers to be loved. Let this song remind you that you're not alone if it helped you. Listen again. Share it with someone who's hurting quietly. And when your heart feels heavy tonight, remember, His love is still stronger. I stood at the edge of my own resolve, watching hope fade into doubt. Every promise felt unfinished, every prayer just wore me out. I remembered who I used to be, when faith still felt alive. But the distance between then and now felt too far to survive. I thought leaving would bring me peace, thought surrender meant retreat. But even as my heart was drifting, grace was running toward me. I almost walked away, almost let it end, almost buried the faith I had left. But grace pulled me back from the silence when I was done trying It wasn't doubt that scared you off, it was truth that finally surfaced. You didn't chase me with demands, you didn't gild my tired soul. You just stood there with open arms and refused to let me go. I almost walked away, almost let go, almost chose the easy road, but grace pulled me back into mercy. When I thought I was done, I was empty-handed, nothing to say, but you didn't turn your face away. I almost walked away, but grace pulled me back. What if walking away was never freedom? What if staying was the bravest part? What if grace is strongest at the breaking of your heart? You didn't ask me to explain myself, you didn't ask me to be strong. You just reminded me softly that I still belonged. I was halfway out the door, but you were closer than my doubt. You whispered hope without a voice and turned my whole life around. Not by force, not by fear, but by love that stayed right here. I almost walked away, but here I stand, not because I understood the plan, but grace pulled me back into the light. When I was ready to run, I was done believing, done with the pain, but mercy called me by my name. I almost walked away, but grace pulled me back. If you're listening and you feel one step away from quitting, please pause. Walking away might feel easier, but grace is closer than you think. Stay here. Listen again. Share this with someone standing at the edge. And remember, even when you're ready to leave, grace is always ready to pull you back. I don't know when it happened. Somewhere between trying to be strong and pretending I was okay, I disappeared from myself. I kept smiling, kept moving, kept breathing, but inside I was empty. I lost my way in my own thoughts, lost my name in the noise of my fears. But even when I couldn't find me, I was walking with my head down low, carrying questions I couldn't hold. Every promise felt too far away, every prayer sounded hollow when I prayed. I tried to fix what was breaking inside, painted faith over wounds I tried to hide. I ran in circles, chasing control, but the further I ran, the more lost I felt. I couldn't feel your voice in the dark, I thought silence meant you were gone. But even when my heart was numb, you were still holding on. I lost myself in the middle of the storm, lost my strength, lost my sense of home. I let the shadows tell me who I was, but you never lost me, not even once. When I let go, when my faith was weak, when all I had was a broken plea, I about light while I love the shade. I build my walls with silent screams, afraid of what the truth might mean. I thought I had to earn your grace, thought love was something I could lose. But even when I walked away, you stayed where you always do. I lost myself in the weight of shame, lost my voice, forgot my name. I believed every condemning lie, but you never left my side. When I was sure I'd gone too far, when I couldn't see past who I was, I lost myself in my own debris. But you never lost me. In the stillness I finally heard, not an answer but a whisper of worth. You didn't rush me, you didn't accuse, you just allowed me back to you. You saw the mess I tried to deny, still called me yours, still called me alive. In my ashes you planted seeds, hope growing where I couldn't see. I lost myself but I found your arms, found my truth in who you are. When I was dust, when I was weak, your mercy came and carried me. I lost myself in endless nights, but you were there before the light. I lost myself, yeah, honestly, but you never lost me. You never turned your face away, not when I doubted, not when I stayed silent, broken, full of fear. You were close when you felt unclear. I was faithless, you were faithful. I was fragile, you were able. I was running, you stood still, waiting with unchanging will. I thought love would finally end, thought grace had limits, I crossed again. But every time I hit the floor, you were more than I hoped for. Even when I couldn't pray, even when I lost the words to say, you heard the cry inside my chest. You loved me at my absolute worst. No height, no depth, no shame, no night ever erased me from your sight. I was lost but fully known, never abandoned, never alone. I lost myself, but I was never lost to you. I lost myself, but you held on through every night, through every dawn. When all I saw was who I'd been, you saw who I could be again. I lost my way, I lost my peace, but you restored the parts of me. I lost myself painfully, but you never lost me. Yeah. No, you never lost me. If this feels like your story, if you've been trying to hold it together while quietly falling apart, hear this clearly. Being lost doesn't make you unloved. Silence doesn't mean you were forgotten. If this song found you, maybe it's because you're not as alone as you think. Listen again. Share it with someone who's tired of pretending. And tonight, don't walk away from hope. You may have lost yourself, but you were never lost here. There was a season when darkness didn't feel dramatic. It felt normal, I wasn't fighting anymore. I was just existing without direction. I kept searching for light with tired eyes and borrowed hope. I didn't realize I wasn't meant to find it on my own. I couldn't see the light until you found me. I was walking through familiar shadows, places I had learned to survive. Every day felt slightly heavier, like I was fading while still alive. I chased clarity in circles, tried to name the shape of hope, but my hands were full of questions and my heart was running low. I thought light was something distant, something strong I had to see. I didn't know it was moving quietly toward me. I couldn't see the light when my eyes were full of night, when every step felt blind and unsure. I couldn't see the light through the weight of all my fights, through the pain I couldn't cure. I couldn't see the light till you came close and called my name. I was lost inside the dark. I couldn't see the light until you found me where I was. I tried to feel my way forward, but fear kept closing in. Every memory felt louder, every doubt felt like a sin. I thought life would feel like answers, like sudden warmth or peace, but all I felt was empty space where belief used to be. I blame myself for missing it, for not being strong or brave. I didn't know the light was patient, waiting in the shade. I couldn't see the light when hope fell out of sight, when my heart forgot how to trust. I couldn't see the light in the long unending nights, when believing felt like too much. I couldn't see the light, but you never lost your way, even when I fell apart. I couldn't see the light until you found me in the dark. And somewhere in the stillness, not sudden, not loud, I felt you standing near me, not fixing, just around. You didn't rush my vision, didn't force my eyes to see. You let the dark feel safe enough for light to reach me. I couldn't see the light, but I felt your presence stay. When I couldn't name the truth, I couldn't see the light, but you were guiding every step, even when I had no proof. I couldn't see the light, but you saw straight through me, through the cracks inside my heart. searching for release, but you were teaching me that light sometimes feels like peace. Not bright enough to blind me, not loud enough to scare, just strong enough to remind me that you were always there. I wasn't invisible, I wasn't unseen, I was just standing in the dark when you came looking for me. I couldn't see the light, but you never lost your sight. You saw me long before I knew. I couldn't see the light, but you stepped into my night and led my heart back to the truth. I couldn't see the light, but now I finally see. It wasn't far, it wasn't gone. I couldn't see the light until you found me all alone. Until you found me. If you're listening right now and everything feels dim, please don't confuse darkness with absence. Just because you can't see the light doesn't mean it isn't near. Sometimes light doesn't wait to be discovered, it comes looking for you. Let this song play again. Share it with someone who feels lost inside themselves. And tonight, even if you can't see where you're going, trust this. You're already being found. I kept praying, even when it answered back. Not because I felt strong, but because silence was the only place I had left. Every word felt like it disappeared midair. Every night felt longer than the last. I wondered if my voice still mattered, if my faith was still real, when all I heard was my own breathing. But I stayed, I prayed through empty rooms, laid mouths on the floor. Every prayer felt unfinished, like I prayed these words before. I watched the sky without expecting any sign to break the dark. Still I spoke your name in fragments with a tired, fragile heart. I thought silence meant distance, thought I'd been left behind. But even when I felt abandoned, you were working in the quiet. I prayed through silence, through the night when nothing changed before my eyes. I was weak, barely breathing, still reaching up through all the pain. I prayed through silence, through my fear when you felt distant, never near, and I didn't know when or how, but you healed me then. You healed me there. I stayed on my knees with questions. I stayed when it hurt to believe. Faith felt thinner than my patience. Hope felt harder to receive. I counted every disappointment like they defined who I'd become. But even when my prayer see you in the waiting, in the strength I didn't feel, in the way my heart kept beating when I thought it'd never heal. You weren't absent in the silence, you weren't distant from my pain. You were present in the process, teaching me how to remain. I prayed through silence, through the doubt when I couldn't feel you now. I was breaking, barely standing, still you never turned away. I prayed through silence, trusting blind with nothing left but time. And slowly, breath by breath, you healed me there. What if silence isn't rejection? What if it's where healing starts? What if faith is staying open with a wounded heart? You didn't rush my restoration, you didn't shame my pain. You let me cry inside the quiet till I could breathe again. I didn't hear you speak out loud, I didn't feel the instant change, but something deep inside my chest was learning how to stay. Still I pray, still I stay. Still you heal me anyway. I pray through silence, now I see you were always close to me. Every tear, every wordless cry was held within your hands. I was weak, I was worn, I was thin, but you were healing me within. I pray through silence until you healed me. If you're praying right now and all you hear is silence, please don't stop. Silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. It might mean healing is deeper than sound. Stay with this moment. Listen again. Share this with someone still waiting in the choir. And remember, prayers whispered in silence are never wasted.